if you feel that you can't go on because all of your hope is gone and your life, it's filled with much confusion until happiness, just an illusion, and your world around is crumbling down.
Reach out, reach out, ha! I'll be there with a love that will shelter you. I'll be there with a love that will see you through. When you feel lost and about to give up, 'cause your best just ain't good enough.
Just ain't good enough.
And you feel the world has grown cold.
Has grown
and you're
cold.
drifting out on your own.
Drifting out on
And
your
you
own.
need a hand to hold. Darling, reach out. Reach out. Ha! I'll be there with a love that will shelter you. I'll be there with a love that will see you through.
Now, I don't know about 1984, but those lyrics, they're from 1966, and they have some wisdom to them. When we're feeling stuck, it helps to get support. And a fourth imperative is reach out, which is a call to engage others. Before this event, we did some research and we asked a number of people, what do you do when you don't know what to do? And invariably, the answer was some version of reach out, whether it was to colleagues or peers or a partner at home or anyone who is not caught up in the situation or directly involved in the detail of it all.
And yet, it can be hard to admit to others that we don't know what to do. Given what Bill mentioned earlier around our assumptions that somehow leaders should be omniscient. Yet it's important to note down for oneself what stops us from reaching out, especially at the time when we most need the thoughts and the ideas of those around us. Perhaps it's fear of failing, or wanting to appear like we're in control, or as the song suggests, feeling like our best just ain't good enough.
But the rewards of reaching out are that you tap into new ideas and fresh thinking, and opens up the possibility to creative collaboration. And by reaching out, you just may get some reassurance, empathy, and some emotional support. And that alone in itself can re-energize us.
I'll be there with a love that will shelter you. I'll be there with a love that will see you through.
So we'd like to see what's going to happen if you do reach out to somebody. And in order to do this, we need to ask you to find yourself a new partner, ideally somebody that you do not know. Again, I'm going to ask you to do that first and then give you an instruction. So could you find yourself a new partner, somebody you don't know? This might involve standing up, moving, different row. I'm going to ask you to pause those conversations. Can I just ask a question? Did you get value out of that? The person who was sharing the issue, anybody want to say what they got from reaching out, sharing the issue and hearing somebody else's perspective on it? There's a lady there. It was really nice.
Say something else in a slightly perverse way to understand that somebody else has a similar issue, that you're not on your own.
Right, so you found some connection in terms of similarity of issue. Any other experience of that?
Yeah, it's exactly that.
Exactly that. I'm so sorry, we don't have time for you to do this both ways. You might want to pick up and do that in reverse once the seminar is finished. But that's a very common experience, I think, that most of us get value from feeling heard and understood, and often finding that we are not alone. There is also the different perspective you get from externalizing something. By seeing it as something outside, something with its own identity, very often it allows you to see the wood for the trees. And yes, there's something about talking to somebody who is not emotionally hooked into the issue, which sometimes allows you to clarify the situation, see what the real problem is. So my question to you, I guess, is who's in your network that to whom you could reach out? Are there people you know who have expertise that you could draw on? Or perhaps there are people who have intelligence, but they don't have any expertise, and actually that's their great value. I often find with my coaching clients that because I don't have specific detailed knowledge of their business, it allows me sometimes to ask questions. Alan talks a lot about the value of coaching being to ask questions. And by not knowing, quite often I'm able to ask questions that are not framed by past experience or by assumptions that I'm making, and that in itself can be quite liberating.